2K Sports Pregame Show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And tonight, it'll be the Houston Rockets going up against the Washington Wizards. Looking at the Wizards, they're where we've gotten used to seeing them, in the middle of the pack, 7th place in the East at the moment. That was the story of their season last year as well. Tonight, we'll get to see James Harden. We know how he can dominate and how he can be on offense. And Kenny, a lot of that has to do with his ability to get to the free throw line.
I agree. He keeps defenders off balance. You know, he's able to put his body into players and able to draw fouls. Nearly impossible to stop when his shot is falling.
You know, speaking of body, he remade his body to become quicker, Kenny.
Really?
And he doesn't get enough credit for how smart he is. 2 + 2 is 5, baby.
Oh.
Hey, you know who I like to quote when it comes to free throw shooting and getting to the line?
Shaq?
No.
Oh.
Dick Versace. Remember the old coach Dick Versace?
I remember. What did he
Hold on, that's how you say his last name?
Dick Versace,
Used
yeah.
to say what?
I thought it was Versace.
No, it's Versace.
There's another one. But
Okay,
Dick
got
Versace.
it.
Dick Versace used to call free throw shooting the NBA's hidden way to score. People don't think about it. But, yeah, you get to the line, point totals add up.
It wasn't
It's the hidden way to score.
It wasn't undercover.
You sure it's not Versace?
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure.
He has a clothing line, right?
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And it's the Wizards on the road for this one with an interconference game today. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. Kevin Harlan here alongside Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. DA David Aldridge is on our sideline. After this game, the Rockets head back out on the road. Very strong basketball is the recipe for them right now. 4 straight wins, looking for number 5.
And seeing where the Rockets are, lately they've been off their game just a little bit. It's led to them losing that top spot here in the standings.
They got plenty of time left to get back to being the team we thought they'd be heading into the year, but they better do it quick.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, with the shift towards so-called positionless basketball, the market for wing players has never been hotter. The average height in the NBA is now right around 6'7", so players in that range are the perfect fit for this new two-way style. Guys?
Well, especially those players with the skill to do a little bit of everything. DA, thank you. Well, we're about halfway through the season now, Chris, and you can see the mental grind getting to some of these teams and some of these players.
Yeah, this is why leadership, and especially veteran leadership, is so important. You got to keep guys focused, motivated, and ready to play. Yeah, the season is long. It will wear you down. You have curveballs thrown at you every day. It is a mental grind, a mental toll. But how can you keep that focus through all of it? That's the big question, and usually you lean on those veterans in the locker room.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Washington, Wall and Beal pair together at the 1 and the 2. Inside, we've got Morris and Howard, and it's Green in at the small forward. Now here's Paul, following the miss by John Wall. Lets it go from deep. Chris can't hit. Here's Beal. The top of the key jumper is on the mark.
And look, if you back off a Bill, he'll school you. Straight up with his pull-up. You better be in his grill at all times.
Outside Anthony. Wall with the steal. Pass to Beal. Over Harden. Beal can't get it to go. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Rockets. Anthony against Green. Harden the pass to Capella. And now here's Chris. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Capella. And here's Anthony for 3. Washington with the rebound. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game because you had to be proud of the way they battled in it.
Yeah, it was a coin flip game. Both teams had chances to win. They pushed them as far as overtime. They ran out of gas.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Drains the three-pointer.
And Anthony is certainly capable of sinking the triple. The D has to respect that quick release and get out on it.
Oh, Morris in position. That shot off. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Harden inside the three-point line. That one's not going to go. Now Washington takes it the other way. Last time they met was in Washington.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game because you had to be proud of the way they battled in it.
Yeah, it was a coin flip game. Both teams had chances to win. They pushed them as far as overtime. They ran out of gas.
Here is Harden after the made shot from Bradley Beal. And he's going up for the alley-oop. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. 6 points for Bradley Beal. Rockets trail by 3. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, the three from Harden. Green with the rebound.
Well, that makes them 1 for 5 from the field so far. They need to start getting some better looks.
To the inside, here's Morris. No good on the shot. The Rockets go the other way with it. It's Anthony with the drive. From deep, Harden gets the three-pointer to fall. Harden's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Ball against Wall. Outside Beal. Outside Green. Passes it to Wall. 6 on the shot clock. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Green, no luck. For Houston, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. Harden scanning the floor. Ball outside. Back to Harden. From deep. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
Let's look at the stats for Dwight Howard. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. Putting up about 10 points a night, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists. And what sets him apart is his rebounding. And as you can see, he's been in peak form.
This last stretch, unbelievable tenacity going to the glass. It's been reflected in that stat sheet.
Beal, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And that's giving him too much space from mid-range. It doesn't hurt him there. They can't keep doing that.
Ball against Wall. Ball finds Capella. Beyond the arc. Harden's shot is off.
Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
And James Harden was crowned MVP after last season. Greg, hard to argue with that selection.
Harden has had a case to win an MVP award for several years now. Finally was able to be the clear choice this past season. Another great line on what is shaping up to be a Hall-worthy resume.
Now here's Paul. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go. Capella dishes to Harden. Drills the three-pointer. Harden's got 6 points.
The unique lefty stroke of Harden. He's become incredibly consistent from deep.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
So timeout called here. The first for Washington.
And the 6'11" Clint Capella, just a phenomenal athlete. The mobility at that center spot is something really so crucial in today's game where every team is looking to expose big men on the perimeter.
And stolen by Chris. To the inside. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. In the corner, it's Morris. Trains the three-pointer. Morris has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And Capella grew up in Switzerland playing soccer, a striker. part of why he's so quick on his feet.
I mean, reminiscent of another soccer-playing center in Rockets history, the great Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon. Capella, he's a long way from that, but anchoring a 60-win team at age 23, that's one heck of a start.
And here is Beal. James Harden getting it to go from deep. Count that one. That's now 8 points for Beal.
His touch has been terrific this quarter. Most of what he puts up is going down.
Paul kicks to Harden. And here's Anthony from the arc. Rebound, Washington.
Look, they cannot leave him open like that. The D got away with one there.
Ball passes to Beal. Over Harden. They kick it out to Green. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. And it's Paul with the ball for the Rockets. Takes a three. No good. Now Washington takes it the other way. Outside, Wall. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game for the Rockets. P.J. Tucker comes in for Marquise Chris. And it's Green in for Carmelo Anthony. Austin Rivers, he's checked in for the Wizards. Kicks it to Howard. And he banks in the layup.
Outstanding presence of mind. Howard is as dependable as it gets near the rim.
Rockets trail. Here's Green, coming off a stellar performance against Utah. Harden outside, launches it. Washington with the rebound. Morris has got 4 rebounds in this game.
He hasn't been his best this quarter.
And the wide open shot from Green. Rebounded by Tucker. Rockets shooting 31% here early on. Not getting the shots they'd like. Green finds Paul. Pass to Capella. Harden against Morris. 5 to shoot. Harden, no good. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. The pass to Rivers and taken away by Paul. And there's the call on Howard. That is his first foul of the game. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. And a switcher also for Washington. Satoransky's checked in. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official hardware.
James Ennis, he'll check in for the Rockets. Knight comes in for Paul. And then for Washington, Mahinmi's checked in for Howard. Luke Babbitt comes in for Markieff Morris. And Oubre subbed in for Bradley Beal. Ennis, good. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Cameo song, Back and Forth.
And with James Harden winning the MVP in 2018, Russell Westbrook in 2017, Kevin Durant in 2014, you think a few what-ifs right now in Oklahoma City?
A few, more than that, Kevin. I mean, probably tough for them all to win MVP playing on one team. A good shot at a different trophy, though, maybe the one that starts with the name of Larry.
And a little luck that time, but it drops. Oubre's got his first 2 points.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
Punch, counter punch. Neither club's been able to sustain an advantage.
Now, here is Knight. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Utah. There's the foul. It's on Mahinmi. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Nene. They trail by 1. Knight kicks to Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
You got to give the Rockets credit. I mean, other teams may have looked at the Warriors and threw up their hands, but not the Rockets. Houston tried to put pieces around Harden to contend for a title.
The Rockets shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Green. Washington trailing. Now here's Rivers. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Oubre passes to Satoransky. Rivers kicks to Oubre. Shot clock at 3. Shoots the 3. Knight grabs the board.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage. And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Washington with the ball. Following the 3 by Houston that ran. Mahimi with it. Picked up by Nene. Here's Babbitt with the 3. It's rebounded by Houston. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And how about the points they put up? I mean, they were aggressive. In fact, at times overwhelming.
Well, think about this. They were extremely versatile in their approach, taking what the defense allowed.
And Washington has possession. 6-point game. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Rivers kicks to Oubre. Pass to Satoransky. Shot clock at 6. To end the run, it's deflected, and they get it back. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Houston leading by 6. Knight taking his time here. He kicks it to Green. Now here's Ennis. Covered by Oubre. Shots good by Green.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
Yeah, and it goes beyond the small lead that they built. They really captured the momentum.
Now here's Satoransky. No points in the game yet for him. Mahimi with it. Picked up by Nene. In the corner, it's Babbitt. And so Washington again turning it over. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. Look at Milwaukee. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out. And checking out Washington. Not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
And seeing where Washington is hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
To give them credit, they got some really good pieces in place. The road ahead it's going to be tough, of course, but I think they're in better shape than a lot of other teams.
Now here's Satoransky. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Here's Rivers. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
And Austin Rivers out of Duke, an elusive 6'4" combo guard.
I mean, a great handle, and he's found most of his offensive success with this development as a long-range shooter. It's gotten to the point now where you want him to put it on the deck.
Free throw no good for Rivers. A somewhat dubious honor, Chris. Last year, the Wizards became one of the most dangerous 8 seeds in recent memory.
There's so much natural ability on that roster. And Kevin, was that because they underperformed during the season and should have been a higher seed? Can't give them credit for that. I'm not sure any team wanted to play them in the first round, but the old cliche, You are what the record says you are was proven correct.
For Houston, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
One shot.
And that one falls for Knight. Wizards trail by 9. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Satoransky the pass to Rivers. Now Oubre. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Ennis with the ball. To the middle. Stolen by Rivers. It's stolen by Green. 1 second left. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Yeah, clock running out. They stay poised and get the shot off just in time.
And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Rockets lead by 11. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And now, in a different stage of his career, Carmelo Anthony adjusting to a new role on this team.
We all had to accept whatever the role is for each individual, and I think it started with me to just accept that role and ask the guys, what do you need from me? Ask Coach, what do you need from me? And be able to go out there and accept that and deliver that.
And that adjustment, Greg, not without hiccups for a lot of star players.
No doubt. It can be difficult to accept a diminished role, but if Melo is going to finally win a title, I think he'll have to be as more of a secondary player.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And for the Rockets here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
And really, for the whole first quarter, they've maintained their intensity. Let's see how long they can sustain it.
We've got Ennis. E.J. Tucker is out there with Nene. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Green in at the 2 spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. 6 to shoot. The shot missing. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Count it, and the Houston lead has been cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Oubre. And for Houston, they're shooting about 42% so far. Knight kicks to Green. Inside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Nene is out of Brazil, a quality player for whom injuries have always been a constraining factor.
Yeah, and that's one reason you like him in that reserve role, controlling his minutes, keeping him fresh, because he's a difference maker on the floor at both ends.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
The first one falls. See, Webb, there are guys that bring it every night. It doesn't depend on a game or a teammate or a play or whatever. Every night they bring it out. Great consistency. I know you have a lot of players that you admire in that regard.
Definitely, I admire their pride, their heart, their attention to detail, passion for the game, the Kawhi Leonards, the Chris Pauls, LeBron James, of course, Kevin Durant. So many players put their heart on the line every night. You love seeing it. Well, a high-octane offense in Houston, that's been a staple for any of Mike D'Antoni's team. The Rockets, they do it a little differently. ISO ball, half-court, threes, get out and run. They get buckets.
Rockets leading by 11. Passes it to Green. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Abbott. It's tipped. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Here's Tucker. Green finds Tucker. Now here's Ennis. Back to Tucker. And too long on the shot. And the Rockets last season, second in the league in two-point percentage, but Chris last in the league in two-point attempts.
Can you believe it? I mean, they shot more threes than twos, actually. That's crazy. I mean, you might say, well, take it inside. Well, the Rockets are looking at points per shot. By that metric, they're threes neck and neck with the twos.
And another miss by Washington. Rockets leading by 13. Ennis with the ball. Picked up by Rivers. It's stolen by Mahinmi. Satoransky looking around. In the corner, it's Oubre. Back to Satoransky. Over Nene. And the shot no good, a bit short. And it's Ennis with the ball for the Rockets. This is the most they've led by, 13 points. Pass tonight. Kicks to Tucker. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Tucker's got his first bucket of the night.
I like that pick play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
Washington calls timeout. And P.J. Tucker, Greg, a rugged physical defender at the forward.
And here's the guy, second-round pick back in 06. Spent 5 seasons playing abroad before making his return to the association. Now he's a seasoned veteran and not shy about holding his teammates accountable, especially defensively.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. To the middle, here's Morris to end the cold streak. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. Morris has got 5.
You better respect how crafty Morris is. When he's deep inside, the defense is toast. I mean, even when they have a hand up.
Paul passes to Harden. Paul against Wall. Back to Harden. Anthony on the wing. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Utah. Wizards trail by 13. Outside Beal, and there's the pass to Green. Nice ball movement by Washington. Howard kicks to Morris. Chris with the rebound. Chris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Pass to Harden. Paul outside. On the wing, Harden. He's covered by Beal. Harden gets the bucket.
I mean, you have to really admire the skill set that Harden has. I mean, in just handling the ball, he's decimating the D with his number of moves.
Now here's Wall. 17 points for him last game against Atlanta. Now here is Morris. He's covered closely. Here's Beal. Good work defensively by Capella.
Aggressive move to the bucket, and the D is ready for it.
A shot by Anthony, no good. Wizards trail by 15. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Wall can't be stopped. He's remarkable at maintaining control through shots like this.
Here is Harden, following the basket by John Wall. Paul dishes to Harden. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Dwight Howard. When it came to a big man's responsibilities, you helped pave the way for so much change in that regard. But what are some of the big C-Web now doing that weren't done when you were playing?
I don't know, Kevin, if it was anything that they weren't doing, but it's the freedom to do it with consistency. So even if we talk about a Larry Bird, who only could shoot maybe a 3.5 a game. Let's just round it up to 2 threes a game. Well, now, what if Larry Bird had the freedom to shoot 10 threes a game like guys do now? And so I think that the game has caught up with players' skill set as opposed to the skill set catching up with players' game. So no longer are you held to being a big man. Now you can be a basketball player, and being a basketball player for Dirk Nowitzki is much better than him being a big man. Dirk Nowitzki, being a basketball player that he is, means that he is a threat wherever he is on the floor, because he's not just limited to a 2-foot box space there in the post. And for defenders like myself, I would much rather Dirk Nowitzki have to stay 2 feet in the post than to be able to shoot the ball whenever, wherever he wanted to. Because I tell you what, now you got a problem, because he can knock it down from anywhere and everywhere that he wants.
Now here's Wall. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. It's good, and the Rocket lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Wall. The Rockets have gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. Chris finds Paul. Harden outside. Launches it. And the rebound goes to Howard. Howard's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Down low. Ball against Paul. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
I mean, it took him a long time to get into the flow of the game, but the points are starting to come for him now.
He dishes it to Harden. But they'll get another chance. Second shot opportunity. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Harden's got 14.
Oh, I love how Harden pulls once he gets the ball. If you play off him just a little bit, it'll cost you.
Washington calls timeout.
You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards, I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for the Rockets.
And it's really been a big night for that backcourt. They've given their guards as much freedom as they want, and over again, those guys have come through.
Morris passes to Wall. Outside, Beal. Back to Wall. Tries a 3. Chris with the rebound. Chris has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And I think Chris Paul never comfortable with that ball-dominant label, Greg. He never played with another guard who could create, certainly on the level of Harden.
No doubt about it. I mean, Mo P, J.J. Redick, guys who were great shooters, but really more off-the-ball players. Chris needed to be that kind of a playmaker, but with Harden, he has someone just as gifted at creating baskets for himself and others.
Now, here's Green, following the shot by Chris Paul. Just 2 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And why don't we quickly go to the 2K leaderboard and find out which shooting guards have been the hottest at the free throw line this season. 4th, James Harden.
We've gotten used to seeing a lot of terrific free throw shooters from the 2-guard ranks, but even so, it shouldn't take away from what these players have been able to do up there.
I mean, just look at their percentages. I can't even imagine how much work these players have put in at the gym to be that reliable. Well, they're hoping to take a step forward last season. The Wizards actually went in the other direction. They finished just 43 wins compared to 49 the year before.
This is his 2nd trip to the free throw line.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, James Harden.
And it's clear that the Beard is a special player, a clutch performer. He loves to play the game of basketball.
And both free throws good for James Harden.
Didn't have a free throw in the first quarter, but you can see he's starting to play with more energy now. He has a tougher attitude.
And Wall kicks to Beal. Nice ball movement by Washington. And another miss by Washington. And plenty of individual talent on this Wizards roster. You wonder what will finally make things click.
You do, Kevin, because they're still very young at key positions. I mean, some guys are still learning how to become professionals. But that said, at some point, you have to come together as a team if you want to advance.
Outside, Green. Pass to Howard. Shoots over Capella. Howard can't hit.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
The shot by Anthony, no good.
No three-pointers for him in the second quarter yet, but he did have one in the first.
And Wall gets it to go in on the assist by Green. Wall's got 8 points.
He's one of the guys having a solid game for them, but as a whole, they've been lacking.
Here's Harden on the wing. He kicks it to Capella. Back to Harden. Over Beal. Harden, no good.
The defense recognizing the situation and getting right in his face once he got close to the bucket.
Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Paul's running, and he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
He's one of the greatest passers in the history of the league. I mean, Paul is top 10 on the all-time assist list.
And 6'10" forward Marquise Chris, the 8th overall pick in 2016 out of the University of Washington.
And you know, Kevin, it was almost like he took a step back in year 2. The guy's an athletic pogo stick, but you're going to need more than just size and leaping ability if you want to succeed in this league.
That's good from Chris.
Young, rangy big man. Chris possesses a nice skill set, and I think the potential to be a terrific player in our league.
Now here's Wall. He's got 8, and it's slammed in by Howard.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points. Paul against Wall. Paul dishes to Capella. Here's Anthony, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Anthony's got his second basket of the night. And so it's Wall. He brings it up for the Washington Wizards. Trailing by 17, and Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. So for the Rockets, Nene, he's checked in for Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Chris, and it's Green in for Anthony. And a switcher also for Washington. Kelly Oubre's checked in for Markieff Morris. Now here's Wall. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. Now here's Oubre, guarded by Tucker. There's Beal with the 3. The rebound by Harden. Houston leading by 17. A shot by Paul. Nobody around. Sinks the three-pointer. Paul's got his first 3 points of the game.
And beginning to pull away. Really effective play calling halfway through this one.
Well, they figured out what's working, and that's what they're going to keep hammering on.
Howard finds Beal. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
He's not the only one to blame for them being behind, but he hasn't helped their cause much.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up. That sends Chris Paul to the free throw line. It's going to be on John Wall. As you talk about IQ for the game, skill and competitive desire, few can rival Chris Paul.
Well, his buddies LeBron and Wade tease him about having a Napoleon complex. But whatever the reason, his motivation and perfection, it's impossible to mistake.
Mahinmi's checked in for Washington. Luke Babbitt comes in for Bradley Beal.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Paul really has no holes in his game. I mean, he's consistently one of the league's best free throw shooters.
Paul against Wall. There's 53 seconds left in the first half of the game.
He was hoping to avoid a third foul before the break. Now, he might have to sit out until halftime.
Chris, at times, what Wall gives you is unparalleled production at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, and the numbers don't lie. I mean, not too long ago, he was the first player to ever have at least 1,800 points, 800 dimes, 150 steals, and 50 blocks in the season. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
And that one falls for Wall. And Greg, last season there were some signs that maybe some of his teammates didn't like playing with John Wall. Why would they say that?
You know, Wall sits almost every season in the top 3 in assists. Not a stat you associate with selfishness. Sometimes it's really about personalities.
How about the rough road travel last year by the Wizards? John Wall missed exactly half of the season. The team sending verbal shots back and forth from teammate to teammate. The team never got in sync. They failed to meet expectations.
Green inside the three-point line. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's Wall. No good off the back of the rim. Knight against Wall. From deep, Harden. Offensive rebound.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I tell you what, it's like football, having a 3rd and 13 and them running up the gut. It just frustrates the defense. You have to hate giving up second chance points. It's demoralizing. After basically, I mean, you had to stop.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Rockets ahead, running away with it. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Carmelo, you got some real numbers off the bench in the first half. How important is that contribution to the team?
Well, I mean, we always believe that we have one of the better benches in the NBA. And when they come to play like we're playing so far, you know, it makes it a tough game, it makes it a tough team to beat. And, you know, just hopefully we can keep that up.
I'm sure it puts confidence in you and in the coach going into the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, friends and neighbors. 1 half down, another half to go. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Houston holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what's your take?
What a true demonstration of dominance. They made a commitment to owning the glass, and they made good on it. Blocking out, competing hard in traffic, that's the way you should play on both ends of the court.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Washington?
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
Man, that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You got to like what Harden has done in this game so far.
His points production thus far, off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, right. I mean, the defense hasn't had an answer for this guy yet. Just too skilled, too driven this far.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. All at point with Beal to his side. They're the deadly backcourt pair. Inside, we've got Morris and Howard. And it's Green in at the 3 spot.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm. Well, most figured Melo would go to the Rockets after the buyout trade to Atlanta last summer. He's playing for a coach he used to butt heads with in New York with Mike D'Antoni. Melo has some proving to do this year, whether he wants to acknowledge it or not.
Shooting one.
Carmelo Anthony, one of the most formidable scorers ever. Top 20 in points all time in NBA history.
Now here's Wall. Green kicks to Beal. Over Chris. Howard trying to free himself up. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Always awesome to see Morris crash the boards. He's not afraid to throw his weight around down there.
And when you think about Melo's scoring back to the basket, facing up, so versatile as a scorer.
A combination of strength, quickness, and touch that you rarely see. He can go around you, through you, or shoot it right over you.
One shot.
That free throw good for Morris. We have a look at the Rockets organization, Chris. One of the best run teams people think in this league.
Oh, definitely. I mean, over a decade of winning basketball, they find ways to win, and then they won't be satisfied till they win it all.
Now here's Harden. Paul. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, when you draw this much attention from the D, you know someone's bound to be left open, and Harden finds it.
From deep, Wall. Rockets with the rebound. Chris has got his 6th rebound on the night. The drive by Anthony. Good D by Howard.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Green, the pass to Howard. Paul with the steal. Dishes it to Capella. Beal against Harden. Back to Paul. Clock at 6. Throws it up high, and Chris throws it down.
I've seen Paul make about 1 million of those passes over his career. It never gets old.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. And Beal kicks to Howard. And here's Wall outside. It's rebounded by Houston.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Looking at the Wizards' past 3 seasons, C-Web, bottom 10 in the league in rebounding.
And they have the most trouble on the defensive end. How about that? Think about that combination. When you give up second chance opportunities, you put yourself behind the 8 ball.
Two.
And that one falls for Paul. And so Paul nails both of them. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. And Wall kicks to Beal. Tipped away. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. Here's what the Houston Rockets schedule looks like. On Thursday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Miami Heat. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs.
And for that Thunder game, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Wall dishes to Beal. Shot clock at 6. Fires the 3. Buries it from three-point range. Beal's got 11.
Wow, one of the best when it comes to shooting off of the pick. You can't afford to give him any daylight to shoot.
Harden against Beal. And so it's Wall. He brings it up for Washington. Beal taking his time here. Wall with it. He's picked up by Paul. And Wall kicks to Howard. Beal gets a wide open look. The putback, and Howard with the second chance points. He's got 6.
And you need an army to keep Howard away from the basket. He's so superb at snatching up offensive rebounds.
Outside Anthony. And there's the feed to Paul. Over Wall. The Rockets with another miss. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. And Beal kicks to Wall. Back to Beal.
Yeah, and we've watched Beal take major steps forward in this game. I mean, think about this, especially with creating off the bounce for himself and for others.
Clearly a foul.
And you can just see Beal's confidence growing every single season.
He knows he can be the best player on the court on any given night. The coaches trust him. His teammates trust him. The fans trust him. He's a tremendous catalyst for this team.
2 shots.
That free throw missing. We talk so much about Beal scoring, Chris, but what about his commitment now to getting others involved?
Oh, yeah, and last year he averaged around 4.5 assists per game. It's gotten to the point where he can slide over to that point guard's role, and the offense doesn't miss a beat.
The Wizards making a switch here. Satoransky's checked in. Good on the second free throw.
Now, the potential this kid Beal has is incredible. He's already a dynamic scorer. He continues to get better every offseason.
Paul kicks to Anthony. And Thomas Satoransky gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. James Ennis, he'll check in for Houston.
Substitution for the Rockets. James Ennis.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. That shot off, and it's Washington the other way. Green left side. Pass to Satoransky. Howard with it, covered by Chris. Feeds it to Morris. Right through the D for the layup. Morris has got 10 points.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
And the longer the run goes on, the more momentum will swing their way.
The Rockets with another miss.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Well, I'd love to hear his explanation of Coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
And Thomas Satoransky gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
To stop the drought. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. And that's 15 points for Chris Paul. Washington calls timeout. Largely out there for his terrific shooting range, C-Web, is Thomas Satoransky. He's a pretty good playmaker as well.
Team player. I mean, he understands that he needs to get his shot within the floor of the offense. If it's not there, he's quick to move the ball and generally makes good decisions.
The Wizards have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime, 5 out of 11. Kicks to Morris. Now the pass to Beal. Back to Morris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Houston.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And Chris throws it down.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Now, here's Satoransky. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Howard. They kick it out to Green. Beal against Harden. Lets the 3 fly. The rebound by Harden. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Harden. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. He's averaging 30 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. With him, you get so much, but his ability to lead the way with his scoring, probably his best attribute.
Oh, an offensive juggernaut. I mean, he can just beat you in so many ways. You got to give it up for him.
That free throw good from Harden.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
For the Rockets, Nene, he's checked in for Capella. And it's P.J. Tucker in for Marquise Chris. And a change for the Wizards. Rivers checked in. Harden hits them both. And here is Satoransky. Pass to Howard. Rivers in the corner. The 3. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Howard's got 3 assists tonight.
Oh, improving his floor awareness. Howard has a decent sense for when his guys are open.
Now here's Harden. 18 points for him. And it's sent back by Howard. They retain possession. And the shot's good from Nene.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Here's Rivers. 5 points in the game. Shoots. Beal can't get it to go.
He gets some extra attention from the D on that trip, and he throws a shot off.
Ennis kicks to Paul. Floats one. Shot by Ennis. Nobody around. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
Look at this. I like this. Team basketball. Keeping the ball moving till they find the right shot.
Now here's Rivers. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Howard finds Beal. Off target from outside. The Rockets have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. Passes it to Paul. Pass to Tucker from downtown. Drains it from beyond the arc. Tucker's got 7 points.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, and it's been a team game, a number of contributions. Guys staying focused. That's why the league continues to grow.
Now, here's Satoransky. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
With the second half he's having, I mean, his field goal percentage is way up there.
Here's Paul. He kicks to Harden for 3. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Now, here's Satoransky. Teardrop shot, and he lays it up and in.
Oh, look at the soft touch on the teardrop.
And the Rockets with possession here. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Harden the pass to Nene. Bounce pass from Paul. And Nene gets it to go on the assist by Paul. Nene's got 4 points this quarter.
Oh, the feed off the bounce is in just the right spot.
And Satoransky kicks to Morris. Back to Satoransky. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that 4th foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Green, he's checked in for James Ennis. And it's Brandon Knight in for Paul. And then for Washington, Mahinmi's checked in for Howard. Luke Babbitt comes in for Markieff Morris. And Kelly Oubre subbed in for Bradley Beal. Over to the left wing. Babbitt from long range. A shot off that time. So Houston will take it the other way. Outside, Green. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Oh, yeah, up by double digits. They're trying to keep the momentum, keep the foot on the neck. That's his focus right now.
Now, here's Mahinmi. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Rivers kicks to Satoransky. Inside, here's Mahinmi. The shot's good on the assist by Satoransky.
Well-coordinated shot mechanics, especially for a guy with his length.
Oh, come on. He's fluid from that medium range. He gets everything working together.
Here's Green. 13 points in the game. 1:33 left to play here in the 3rd. And finished off by Rivers.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And so Knight will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. And there's the pass to Harden for the 3. Hits the 3-point bomb. Harden's got a pair of threes now here in the 3rd for Houston.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from 3-point range.
Rivers with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Here's the floater, and it's finished off by Rivers as he lays it in. Rivers has got 7 points for the quarter. 58 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Knight kicks to Harden. And the rejection by Mahinmi. Harden against Rivers. Pass to Satoransky. Back to Rivers. From 13, misses off the right iron.
Not easy to miss a clean look inside like that, but he manages to do it.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. From the Wizards, they're shooting around 48% so far in the 3rd. Now, Satoransky. Kicks it to Oubre. No good with the triple. James Harden getting it done for the Houston Rockets. He has really delivered at the offensive end. He's torched them for 24 points so far. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session tomorrow.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. She out there with Hartenstein, and it's Green. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Carter Williams in at the point. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Now here's Wall, right wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Trying his luck deep. Mahinmi, great positioning on the putback.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Carter Williams kicks tonight. Passes to Green. Over Oubre. Off the left rim and out.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now here's Wall. Knocked loose. And Michael Carter Williams gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. When it comes to playing the role of villain in the eyes of many NBA fans, you know, you've got LeBron going to Miami, Durant leaving OKC, going to Golden State. C-Webb is having someone to root against good for the league. It seems to build some passion in sports for sure.
I mean, there can never be a hero without a villain, even if that villain is temporary for one season. So one of the great things about the NBA is that our off-season normally is just as exciting as the main season because of the trades and who's going where and the changing of allegiances, of alliances. I mean, so I definitely love all the movement. And, you know, the great thing is you're never going to agree with what any player does 100% the whole time. So I love seeing the changes in the league and having someone to root against. I think it's good for the fan soul to have somebody that you can honestly root against.
That's fun. Here's Green. That's tipped, and he recovers it. And now, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Washington Wizards. On Saturday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Then on Sunday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Indiana, going up against the Pacers.
And for that game against the Bulls, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
The first one falls. And both free throws good for Green. Before last season, the NBA voted to restructure the lottery odds. C-Webb, you think the changes will promote, better competition?
More even odds for the bottom 5 teams. That's the way that it should be. The bad teams should get a little bit of help that they're needed. And I do think that it promotes better competition. So I'm definitely happy with the way the NBA restructured the lottery odds.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Houston making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. And so it's Houston with it. Pass to Carter Williams. They get it back. Houston moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. Deep 2 from Anthony. Cans the shot from the wing.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Brown with it. He kicks to Mahinmi. Outside, Wall. Here's the floater. Got a piece of it. Anthony nowhere around. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Knight's got 4 assists now tonight.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
And Mahinmi with the stuff.
And the awareness of Wall, a guy you can count on to find the open man.
Well, look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Carter Williams feeling it out a bit. It's Anthony with the drive. Chris, the last few years, talk of expansion has come up. Are we ready, you think, in the NBA to add some more teams?
I think we are. Now, expanding to 32 teams might stretch the talent a little bit thin, but I think we could handle a couple of years with that because of the youth of the players and it could actually switch it up a little bit. I mean, come on, Kevin. You like me. You're a big basketball and big sports fan. You know we have to have a team in Seattle.
I would love Seattle. Absolutely.
I mean, come on. You know how crazy those fans were. You know we have to have that come back. And then there's some places. Think about how great Oklahoma City is.
Yes.
And how they've just embraced this Thunder team. There might be a couple more places out there with that type of passion and fans saying, listen, if you give us a team, we promise we'll nurture it, take care of it, and root for it the loudest. And I like having that. I think it's time to definitely investigate expansion, but we got to get back to Seattle first and foremost.
Second free throw, no good. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. 6 on the shot clock.
As off the mark as he has been, they're a little lucky to be in front.
Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall. Brown kicks to Wall. Last season, C-Web, the league implemented rules for resting starters. Has that had any effect, in your opinion, so far?
I'm not a big fan of it. I think that this should be something that's held in the locker room, and if you're a player and you're hurt, or if you're tired, that you and your coach should be able to talk about it, and definitely he manage your body the way that a coach should. But I don't think that this should be something that's just out on the table that I can take a rest day. It's just never been in the game. This is a new precedent. But I do love what the commissioner and the NBA has tried to do is address the issue, because it was getting out of hand, resting players, especially on national televised games. If I'm a fan and I'm coming there to watch my favorite player and you're not playing there tonight, and I've saved up for these tickets for months, gotten good grades, done everything my dad has said to do, and he's taking me to the game and you don't show up?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a big letdown.
That's sad. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Rockets. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Babbitt grabs the board. Babbitt's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Michael Carter-Williams gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. James Ennis, he'll check in for Michael Carter-Williams.
Checking in for your Rockets, James Ennis.
Oubre passes to Wall. Back to Oubre. Wall against Anthony. Wall, no luck. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Brown against Knight. Now the pass to Hartenstein. Anthony in the corner. Shot clock at 5. Another miss by Houston.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Well, I like the decision-making, though. I mean, that's a shot you want to keep taking.
Here's Wall. No good off the front iron.
He's gone off the rails this quarter, and it's a bad time to do it. I mean, when they're needing to fight from behind.
Ennis, good.
Beautiful lead pass. The finisher never has to break stride.
C-Web, a big rule change. Defenders have to give jump shooters space to land. Your thoughts on that?
Great. Thank you. Think about if a guy is hot and you can't stop him, you should not be able to embellish with the rules by sliding your foot up under a guy. If we all remember, I believe that San Antonio was up a couple of years ago on Golden State at home in Game 1, and Pachulia inadvertently put his foot up under Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi was injured. You have to give shooters space to come down. You can't be thinking about that on the way down. We don't want players injured or hurt in this game because of a lack of paying attention to detail, and I think this rule really helps it. Defenders have done it for years. It could be viewed as dirty, but I'm glad the NBA did something about it. I'm very happy about it. And check this out. We're going to see a lot of guys knocking down even more threes now.
And the Rockets making a change here. Nene's checked in. Jeff Green, he's checked in for the Wizards.
One shot, gentlemen.
That one misses for Wall.
And give Wall credit. I mean, he's fought through the knee injuries, an elite difference maker out there on the floor.
Offensive rebound. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Shooting for Houston, James Ennis. Taking 2 shots.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first. Chris, we hear the word switchability, popular term used these days. Talk about the importance of having guys who can defend multiple positions.
It's so important because it allows for the flexibility with your matchups. You can avoid being forced into mismatches. So you definitely need players like that. However, Kev, I think that the NBA has gone switchability crazy. You shouldn't switch everything. Switching on defense should only be if the coach wants to take a player out the game or if it's just needed at the last second. Usually communication is the key because there are no new plays under the sun. You see the play coming and developing it, and if you can communicate, that's usually when you don't need to switch. I think coaches have lost trust in players' willingness to communicate, and switching has become kind of a lesser of two evils, I guess you could say. And I hope we get away from as much switching as we do because it puts guys in totally wrong positions. And if you have a smart offensive player, he'll pass his way out of that right to the guy with the mismatch.
Your take is real interesting. Here's Green. The Rockets making the shot. Mahimi finds Green. Mahimi down low. Nene on him. Green deciding where to go with it. A second chance effort, and he gets the jumper to drop.
Look, I don't know how he got that one to go. About as tough of a shot as you can think of.
Outside Knight. Now here's Ennis. He's tightly guarded. Right through the D for the layup. Ennis has got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And Satoransky kicks to Green. When you look at the amount of threes, Chris, being taken now, do you think the league as a whole is too dependent upon the perimeter offense?
I don't think so. If you look at Golden State, we all tend to think that they've shot the most threes last year. It actually was Houston.
Right.
And when you look at how Golden State does not just settle for threes, Kevin, but they can shoot them at any time. And maybe the best three-point shooter in the history of the NBA, Curry, will lay a difficult layup over the top of your head just as quick as he'll shoot a tough three from 45 feet. That's what it seems like, but the good teams like a Golden State make you feel like they're shooting a lot of threes, but actually play with a balanced game. Those that try to copycat and just shoot threes, I don't think they've won a championship yet. So I think it's about having that balance, and maybe the league overall is shooting too many threes, but the champions who shoot threes, I don't think take too many.
Now here's Ennis. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Houston, James Ennis. 2 shots.
Two shots.
Free throw drops for Ennis. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Houston. And Ennis drops them both. We know that stars, especially superstars, get some level of benefit from the refs. What do you think of that? Is that good for the game?
I think the refs should always be fair. I think, yes, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt if you're James Harden and you can cross everyone over and you get 10 free throws a game. He earns those most nights. But, yeah, there's going to be some nights in which he gets a call or two here because as an offensive player, you want to be so aggressive that you put the referees in a tough position to make a tough call and to see what that was. Fans want to see the best players play, not sit. So you have to be judicious with how far you go, but just sometimes slip in the tendencies. I used to get so mad when all I would do is go challenge a shot. The human kickstand would kick his leg out. The ref would say I fouled him. I didn't foul him. And the best actor in the world would get to go to the line, get a 4-pointer. And okay, Caleb, what was the question again? Stars. Oh, superstars getting.
I don't know. Let's stop. Let's stop. So it's the Rockets now after the basket by Washington. This one for three. Hartenstein can't get it to go. And so Satoransky will bring it up for Washington. Outside, Green. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. There's 1:47 left to play here in the fourth. Pass to Hartenstein. Kicks it to Tucker. Each team has one inactive player per night. Would upping that amount, you think, C-Webb, of active players on game day change anything at all?
I don't believe so, because the inactive player we're talking about usually is at the bottom of the roster. And so if you look at the next man up theory, that means that the last guy on the bench at that time, it's his time to get that playing time. So I don't think that the inactive players would change anything, because it's still a team sport, and those guys earn their playing time in practice. And so that guy at the end of the bench is still one of the greatest players in the world and can contribute at any time.
5 to shoot. Here's Ennis. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, with a double-digit lead at this point, they can pretty much mark this one up in the win column.
Now, here's Mahinmi. Passes to Brown. Tries again. It's deflected. And here is Knight. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Nene outside. Knight against Satoransky. A nice shot by Knight.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
Well, they've gotten serious, stringing together some game-winning buckets.
Here's Satoransky. So we see Houston taking the W here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much with Chris Paul. Chris, a very convincing win, and that doesn't happen often in this league. So what do you take from this?
You know, one thing that our coaching staff keeps stressing to us every night is that it's about us. You know, so regardless of score, we got to continue to try to get better, because we impose our will on the defensive end. The sky's the limit.
Well, the focus was there tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.